Hello and welcome back to Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright. And the last time, remember, we started with the Golden Court. So without further ado, let us continue with the Golden Court, the second half. This is it. Maya's trial. We were able to finally make some headway in this case. Seems like they're trying to accuse her of that other incident too. We're dealing with one tough customer. The real culprit is a witch. That much I'm certain of. But the question is, who? I think I know the answer. The butler did it. Greyerl. If they think I'm going to let them take Maya, they got another thing coming.
So, it's got to be that young butler?
I know what you're thinking. I couldn't quite believe it at first, but the evidence and circumstances all point to the butler. He or she has to be a witch. At least. It'll be certain if the magic gem turns out to be a fake.
But if that's the case, then Beldrick's murderer was also...
Yeah. It would be Greyerl.
No, it can't be true. You wouldn't have done that.
That's Bella.
I know, Jean. We held Sir Beldrick in the greatest self-respect. Jean didn't kill him. I'm sure of it.
Greyerl. Are you really what people think you are? There's still so many unknown factors in this trial.
It's Luke! I'm sorry, Maya. What I did is unforgivable. What are you saying, Luke? All you did was testify about what you saw. But I should have trusted you. Well, you trust us now, right? Maya. Anyway, it was thanks to you that we discovered new information. Thanks to me. Sure, you got Crafty to testify. That was a great idea. I wish I could talk to animals. Don't you too? It's better. Oh yes, I'd love to have a chat with you. Surely, will you teach us how to do it? Will you please? Oh, yeah, of course. I could try. Yay, that's a promise, right? Mr. Wright.
Why is it, Luke?
Do you mind if I join you from now on?
Not at all, Luke.
I realize that in this strange town, even what you see with your own eyes may not be real. That's why I'm not giving up yet. Professor, I know he'll return. We can't give up hope. No, that's what I've been thinking too. Really? I have a feeling he'll reappear again when we get into trouble and help us out. Because I mean, it's the professor we're talking about here. Right. And remember what he always says? Look forward to the future. Always look on the bright side.
Hey, I don't think it was the professor who said that. Defender! Accused! Intermission's over. Return to the courtroom. Let's go. It's time to bring this trial to a close.
I have something for you, Mr. Wright. Here, please take it. Maybe it'll come in handy in the trial.
A letter, huh? Let's see who it's from. Wait. Knit Belduke? There are several sheets of parchment inside, but they're all blank.
The professor and I got this when we went to see the storyteller.
Thank you, Luke. The more info we have, the better.
You're welcome.
A blank letter. I've got no proof that it was Greyerl who turned the professor into gold. Even if the magic gems are fake, still not decisive evidence. I don't know what will happen next, but I do know this battle's far from over. We will now resume the trial of my fate. Again. First things first, the occult crime analysis. I have finished examining the evidence. They have tested the 2 magic gems from the witch's scepter. Gold ore floated on the surface of the water, whereas Familia sank.
It was said that genuine magic gems float into the water, wasn't it?
Thus it has been established that the familiar gems are fake. Order! Order! Order on the court! This does not prove that gold ore was used, of course. Nonetheless, the defense theory now does seem more plausible. The court considers it worth looking into. You have no objection to that, Inquisitor Barnum. No, my lord. Update. Now then, bring in the witness. Witness, state your name and profession.
My name's John Greyerl. I served the late Master Belduke. Since his death, I've been turning to his dwelling and putting his research materials and all.
I don't know what it is, but I feel like there's something a bit different about Greyerl today. Witness, there's something we need to clarify first of all. As you are aware, you have been accused of being witch. Therefore, it is vital that you tell us. Are you a boy or a girl?
Please, hold on.
Why? What is it?
Excuse my rudeness, my lord, but at this time, I do not intend to answer that question.
Why do you refuse to answer, witness?
I have been following this trial from the gallery, and so am fully aware of the utterly absurd accusations made against me. Alchemy, the art pursued by Master Belduke, is concerned with the rules and logic that govern nature. As someone who had been helping Master Belduke for quite some time, I dare say your theory is both illogical and impossible.
Objection!
The witch's scepter was thrown into the crime scene through a portal created by the magical spell Goldor. That portal could only have been opened from your room. And what's more, one of the walls in your room's painted green.
I believe anyone's free to paint their walls in whatever color they please besides. Your theory relies on one magic gem being a fake. While that may have been proven true, another question has arisen. Where could the genuine magic gem be? It must have been swamped with the fake one and discarded somewhere. I'm afraid that's impossible. Why? If we assume, as you claimed, that the witch used the spell gold orb, that would mean the magic gem must have been swapped after creating the orb. So tell me, when and where would the witch have disposed of the magic gem?
I see your point. Several people paid witness to the incident, and the Knights of the Inquisition arrived at the scene immediately after. During that time, no one left the building, and the whole place was meticulously searched.
Naturally, my room was searched as well, although there was not much to see as I had few personal belongings.
Despite our inspection, nothing resembling a magic gem was found. I assure you, not only did I would swear to it on my honor as a knight.
So, Mr. Wright, if you wish to accuse me of being a witch, should you not first prove that there is a connection between me and this missing gem? Furthermore, I would appreciate if you could please approach the matter in the rational way, like an alchemist.
The house was searched very soon after the crime. If the gem wasn't found, then it means Greyerl hid it somewhere in the Knights of the Inquisition would not have found. The witness has made a valid argument. How will the defense respond? The knights who searched Sir Belding's premises weren't looking for a magic gem. That's why there is a certain place they didn't consider searching. Interesting. You really don't give up easy. In that case, perhaps you could tell us all where the magic gem is. Easy. Sir Belding's premises were thoroughly searched. I don't think anyone would have missed there. You anticipate that, and that's why you hit it in a blind spot that you knew wouldn't occur to the knights. A blind spot, you say? Well, where is it?
It's somewhere on Jean Greyerl's person.
What? It's on the witness? Don't tell me the witness has it in their pocket. You're just guessing, aren't you? You think you can just say anything you like.
By the way, I'm afraid there are no pockets in my clothing.
It's the second time I've seen Greyerl today. Both times I had a feeling that something wasn't quite right. Maybe it's just me. But it could be related to the whereabouts of the magic gem. Defense, show us the location of the magic gem. Where do you think this witness hid the magic gem on the day of the crime? I'm making sure. Witness. We met for the first time at Sir Belduke's premises. At the time you had amethyst attached to your collar. Oh, that's right. Mr. Greyerl always wears that gemstone. Alchemists believe that amethyst emits positive energy. Amethyst. Purple. But when I saw you in the waiting room this morning, you didn't have it. You had a green one. The gemstone you were wearing was green, not purple. So my question now is, where has it gone? Where is that amethyst that you supposedly always wear?
Objection!
Wait just a minute. The witness wears a purple gemstone. There's something missing close to the bottom. When we arrived at the crime scene, the witness came out to meet us. I recall the witness wearing a gemstone, but that gemstone was green. Green. Amethyst. Green. Although amateurs sometimes mistake hyacinth for amethyst, but that's irrelevant now. Witness, you've been trying to pin the blame on the defendant. In order to do that, you've placed the gold or magic gem with a regular gemstone. The top of which kills Sir Belduke had used the spell familiar. You know that if a witch's scepter with the familiar and gold or magic gems attached was discovered at the crime scene, the suspect would be accused of committing both crimes, and that's precisely what happened. The girl captured at the crime scene was accused of saying both Belduke, Sir Belduke, and Sir Layton. That was your plan. You removed the gold or magic stone from the scepter and inserted your amethyst in its place. And then, you attached the gold or gem to your collar. That's why when we saw you shortly after the incident, you were wearing a green gemstone. To think that was, in fact, a magic gem.
Order! Order! Witness, is that true?
This amounts to nothing more than conjecture. I do not believe you have any solid proof. However, I have to concede that you have surmised a logical connection between me and the missing magic gem. Consequently, I am prepared to answer your questions.
Good. I will repeat what I asked you previously. Witness, state your name, profession, and finally, your gender.
My name is Jean Greyerl. I have been serving the late Master Belduke.
It's Jean, not Jean. Jean.
As you can see, I wear a butler's outfit. But the truth is, as the defense claims, I am a girl.
A girl? Unbelievable.
Not to me.
What? The butler is a girl?
And why not? Order! Order! Order in the court! Jean Greyerl! Are you declaring to this court that you are, in fact, female?
Yes.
But everyone in town was under the impression that you are a boy.
Hey, did you hear that? The butler's a girl! Doesn't that make her a maid?
I knew there was something suspicious about her. Her. You know what, huh? Think about it. All that alchemy, that's mighty suspicious. Just listen to the wild gossip and accusations. Alchemists pursue knowledge of the rules that govern nature. But the townspeople, alchemy is no different to magic. You got a point. Had they known I was a girl, they would have taken me for a witch. That's what Master Belgic was worried about. He told me it would be safer to pretend to be a boy. In other words, you disclose that you're a female, but deny that you're a witch. I would have thought that was obvious. She knew that once her gender came into question, she would never be able to conceal it. That's why she made this public now. It was the most rational choice for her. It was the bond. May I ask you one question? Has all the evidence in this golden gentleman case already been presented? Why do you ask? As it stands, you do not have a single piece of evidence proving that I am a witch. Given the lack of pertinent evidence against me, I would like to be permitted to return to my duties. What say you, Christopher? It has been proven that the two gems were swapped. However, it may also be impossible for the accused to object.
Objection!
Maya had no reason to swap the gems. This is a place of judgment. There's no need for us to understand the reasons behind the criminal's actions. Huh? After all, those whom we judge are unworthy creatures. They are witches. It's impossible for a human being to understand the reasoning of a witch. It's where the season of the witch. There's nothing we can do. At this rate, won't we? Bonham still thinks Maya's a witch. We made it this far yet. It feels like we're back at stage 1. It seems there are no more rational arguments against me. Now, if you'll kindly excuse me. I don't have much on Greyerl when it comes to festive games. Should I just let it go? Well, how about another case? There's nothing else I can follow up on regarding the festive games. So what can I do? There's only one other option. Miss Greyerl! I have to ask you to remain at the witness stand. Is there something else you wish to ask me? Your testimony's not over yet. There's still something you need to tell us about. Mr. Wright, I'm afraid I cannot help you. I have told you all I could about this incident. And I'm afraid you've got the wrong idea, Miss Greyerl. Your Honor, what this witness needs to testify about is not the professor's unfortunate incident, but rather the incident from 3 months ago, namely Sir Belduke's death. As she was present in the building at the time, working as a live-in butler, she needs to testify about the events of that day. About Sir Belduke's death? The fact that one of the magic gems was swapped leads me to a single conclusion. Both crimes, murder of Sir Belduke and the transmutation of the professor, were the work of the same witch. The truth behind the alchemist's death may also hold the answer to this case. What's your opinion on this, Inquisitor Bonham? I'll allow you to have your way this time, Sir Blue Knight. The Inquisition has no objections.
Inquisitor Zacharias Bonner. It seems you have lost that unyielding attitude so admired by the townspeople. Here you are now letting a novice defender lead you by the nose. It is hard to believe you haven't been known as the unwavering sword of justice for your unusually cool-headed judgment.
You know little about me, witness. Do you think I care about defending my name? 'Tis this town that I wish to defend. Sir Bedrick's murder is the only case to have remained unsolved for so long. King Greyerl, you shall now testify about it. As demanded by both defense and Inquisition, the witness will testify about Sir Bedrick's death. Any questions? Now, my lord, I must, however, mention one more thing before we begin. If it cannot be proven that Jean Greyerl is a witch, as claimed by defense, the court will irreparably consider my fate to be the witch responsible for both crimes. Is that understood? You have no choice, Sir Blue Knight. If you don't want the trial to end right now, ready, sword, and face the challenge that waits. Sir, I have a lance!
That puts Maya's life at stake.
Nick!
Maya?
No witch is gonna outwit you in court. You're an ace attorney after all. So, let's do it!
The defense accepts the conditions. Let's proceed with the trial. Inquisition Barnum, you may begin. We shall start with a brief summary of the incident. About 3 months ago, on a dead night, Sir Bedrick, the alchemist, was murdered. The crime took place in the study, just as the incident. The room had been locked from the inside. The victim was found still seated in his chair at his desk, so we can assume he was attacked while working. There were very clear strangulation marks on his bone, isn't it? There's something trickling down from his... Is that... Yes, most likely. The victim probably bit his tongue as he was struggling with his assailant. And you said earlier that some white powder was spilled all over the floor, correct? Yes, hence we expected to find the killer's footprints. However, there were none. The killer must have somehow approached the victim without stepping on the floor. After murdering Sir Bedrick, the killer left the room without opening the door. Undoubtedly, the crime must have been committed without the use of witchcraft. The body was discovered the following morning by the butler, Miss Greyerl. The body was found by Greyerl. Thank you. He went to the bottom. The court illustrator's sketches will be added to the evidence. Now, witness, begin your testimony. Tell us, about the events spanning the night of the crime, from the evening beforehand until you discovered the body.
At around 1 o'clock at night, I excused myself and left Master Belduke in his study. When I called him for breakfast in the morning, he did not respond. The door to his study was locked. A neighbor had come for a visit just then, so we forced the door together. All the potions and concoctions from the study have been confiscated. I wonder if they're being properly stolen.
Potions and concoctions were confiscated. The victim was an alchemist, after all. We were hoping the items confiscated from his study could provide some clues. Besides, such things must not fall into the wrong hands. It may not be standard practice, but it was deemed necessary. The confiscated goods are stored in our secret vault. The only person with access to them is the High Inquisitor, Lady Dorclaw, the meaning of death.
It has caused me great difficulty as I have been... Oh, my phone was going off for, but... What was I saying? It has caused me great difficulty as I've not been able to put Master's research materials in order as a result.
The confiscated items shall be returned as soon as Sir Verduke's matter is resolved.
I shall be looking forward to that.
Defense, you may begin the interrogation.
Hold it!
Wait, you mean you broke the door? The only key to that room was in Sir Belduke's pocket. The only way to enter his study was to break the door. And you managed that with the help of a neighbor who came to visit.
Yes. It wasn't a social visit, Mom. He came as a patient.
Patient? Can you tell me more about him?
Objection!
Hey, Michael! The victim's name is irrelevant. He has nothing to do with this case. I think you're pushing it this time. A witness is hardly irrelevant. It's got him so shaken. Looks as if he just had a rush of blood to the head.
Master Belduke had been making very potent medicines, among other things. We would get people coming from the town at all hours of the day or night asking for them.
So he's a part-time apothecary.
And yet in return for all the Master offered, people would gossip about him, dabbling in ritual.
So you broke the door together with a neighbor?
Yes, when I explained the situation to him, he brought over an axe. He proceeded to attack the door with great force, smashing it into splinters.
I see. By the way, about that neighbor. Who was the...
It's time for Emir's grand entrance. Did you miss me, guys? Order! Order! Could it be that it was you who... Where are you looking, old man? I'm right here, and as for who I am, I'm the alchemist's neighbour, and a witness in that case too.
Passion for justice, hating within. Emir's always at the crime scene.
Objection!
You again?
You're the guy from earlier, right?
You bless me! And there's the name! I am it, by the way!
Are you really the alchemist neighbor? Seriously?
Oh no, Roll! Freaking coincidence, right? Well, yeah, it's ours next to mine!
Come up for her, man. Come up for her. Come on, man. Really cute, I'm here returns, drinking like a king. He never ever learns. That's why I tried to stop you from asking about the neighbor.
Oh, what's a conquest upon him?
Unable to hold it steady, cold gaze he mere drinks fast, as if in a daze. And the musician standing next to you.
Oh yeah, that's me private band! Benny! Alright, music continues!
Hold on! Oh, dearie me. Oh, dearie me. Oh, no, you're shutting the stable door after the horse has bolted. Let's move on. Witness, since you're already here, you may as well add your testimony. Testify about what you witnessed on the morning after the crime.
You can count on me! Join me then! Which guy's familiar, just like in this case?
Objection!
There's something you don't seem to understand here, Mr. Amir. The familiar gem in this witch's scepter is a fake. Gems is useless. Just like this buffoon's testimony.
Oh!
Therefore, your testimony doesn't hold water. Just like anything else he says.
What?
Ignored and scorned, without credibility, with majestic image, now show humility.
What? Fuck!
You should have listened to the trial more carefully! Now that has been dealt with, because the bottom. This witch's scepter was not discovered at the crime scene when Sir was met. Is that correct? Indeed, we deduced that familiar must have been used home.
Objection!
But that familiar magic gem was a fake. That much has been demonstrated today. What's more, as we've learned from Cracker the Parrot's testimony, the witch used the spell Goldor. The fact that there's a green wall at the crime scene corroborates that.
Objection!
Chemical!
That wall may well not have been painted green 3 months ago. And besides, no one could have passed through a portal so small. To be honest, I've started wondering why Sir Layton and Sir Benedict murders actually committed by the same witch.
Objection!
Your Honor, I'd like to remind you that was the Inquisition's claim. He's right. It's got to be the same culprit in both cases. And, at the very least, it's possible that a witch used the spell Goldor to commit Sir Benedict's murder.
What?
In that case, I will ask defense to show us proof. You have proof that the witch could have used Goldor to kill Sir Benedict.
Take that!
I'd like you to take a look at these. Aren't those the illustrated sketches? As you can see from this sketch, the victim was seated at his desk when he was murdered. And what can you see right behind the victim? A small landscape painting. Thank you, Inquisitor. But there's one more point of note. Look closely at the painting. Do you notice anything behind it? Oh, I see it! The wall behind it has already been painted green! Which means the witch could have used this portal spell there 3 months ago.
Objection!
Hey, Miko! 1 moment, my lord. Consider how small that portal would have been. Could a witch have passed through it? I think not.
Objection!
Of course, the witch would not be able to go through it. However, if you look at the distance between the portal and the victim, you'll notice that the victim, Sir Belduke, was sitting just an arm's length from where the portal would have been. The witch did not have to enter the room at all. All she had to do was reach through with her arms in order to strangle Sir Belduke, who was sitting right under the painting. A backhand. Like, she reached around and just grabbed him, like, right here. So it'd be like, right around the throat. You know, and the thumb would be against, you know, the throat. And all you had to do is just push it. And with enough force, you can just make him choke out like that. Hold up! Inquisitor Bottom, what say you to that? A fascinating case, Hey, Miko! Well, there's a notable contradiction within it. Where would that be? Tell me, why do you think we concluded that familiar had We had certain reasons for it, of course. And what was that reason exactly? The crime scene had been tampered with. How so? Imagine the circumstances of Belduke's death, and it should become obvious even to you. The victim was choked to death, and yet there were no signs of struggle. Highly improbable, don't you think? What are you getting at? Think about it. Can you imagine anyone sitting back and letting the says be straight? Clearly there should be evidence of a struggle. And since we haven't found any, that must mean the killer erased all traces of a fight from the crime scene. Indeed, that would be the logical conclusion. Now, sure, it would be impossible to do any such thing had the witch only reached inside the report. In order to cover up the evidence she left behind, the witch had to have used a familiar. Without doing so, there would have been no point in her using the spell Bulldog.
Objection!
Miss Greyerl could have done it. She might have been able to tamper with the crime scene. What are you talking about? The morning of the crime? From the time Miss Greyerl and that guy entered the study? Until the arrival of the Knights of the Inquisition. There was a window of time in which she had an opportunity to do so. We need to look into what happened in that window. It seems we may be in need of another testimony. Witnesses, testify about what happened in the time between the body being found and the Knights of the Inquisition arriving. Nothing! Ask me anything, I'll tell you all you need to know. Oh, glorious Premier, tell us more. Maybe you won't be laughed at as before. Only 2 people accessed the crime scene in that time. Greyerl and Amir. Believe it or not, Mir's the key witness in this case.
I broke down the door so the alchemist slipped inside, gave me a jolt. Thought that I was going on, so the echoes never installed. What I do then? Oh yeah, I'll have to keep it all things so we didn't have a bigger look at everything. Oh, I made pretty drowsy, so I went and took a little nap on the couch.
Wait, what? Mr. Mir, you said the butler didn't enter the crime scene?
Yup, he never set foot in there. No mate saw magic, he told me to stand guard to the Knights of Ignorance and Love. Then off he went. War is also a predator's man, alchemist has a thought to myself.
I almost feel sorry for you, sir, but not. After all, your suspect couldn't have tampered with the crime scene. That can't be true. Defense, please proceed with the interrogation. Yes, Your Honor.
Hold it!
What were you having a look at?
I was asked to take care of the crime scene, wasn't I? I had to make sure everything was in order. I mean, you know, not like I went wild with the time and after being after the rock in this room full of mysterious stuff.
I'm sure you didn't, Mr. Sticky Fingers.
Besides,
Besides,
she asked me to look for something, so I was doing that.
I heard that.
Hang on!
Miss Greyerl, you look lost in thought. Oh, were you talking to me? Even she can be caught off guard if I choose the right moment. You've been listening to Mr. Mir's testimony, haven't you? Yes, I have. He was asked to look for something. It was you who asked him, I assume. What did you tell him to look for? I think you're mistaken. I don't remember making any requests of that sort.
Oi, Billy! Why you even listen to what I said? It was a lady that asked me. The butler's a guy in school.
If you only knew.
Hey, what's up? Why's everyone looking at me like that?
Oh, you didn't know? Quite a while ago, we learned that the butler, Jean Greyerl, is actually female. That's why even you said a lady asked you to search for something, we assumed it was Miss Greyerl. Daydreaming, listening, but nothing. That look of shock is almost indeed.
What the? What did anyone take me for?
Do you require personal notification? You should have been listening to the child! Knights of the court, squabbling with a witness is most unseemly. What I would like to know is this. Who was the lady that made the request of Emir?
Oh yeah, that was actually Miss...
He's absolutely certainly talking about me.
The mailer?
Oh, and you are? Letty, who are you precisely?
Me? Who am I? I'm Letty Mailer. I'm the courier.
The courier, the courier.
The courier?
The courier is the person who collects and delivers letters or packages.
We call them mailmen. I know. Thanks anyway, Isabella. I wish you still Miss Maida. Hold on, Miss Maida. Do you mean it was you who irresponsibly made such a request to that troublemaker?
Maybe, yes. I guess so. I asked her to help me find some.
Outrageous! Why was I not informed of this?
I guess it will tell you. Maybe because he didn't ask.
It seems we will need to ask you to testify in this matter. Explain to us how you were involved in this case.
Frankly, I wouldn't say I was involved in anything. No, I'm a star spy back because that guy said something weird about me.
He's a poor big lady. Like the saying goes, if I'm going down taking you with me, beats being a pickle all your mate.
Now then, Miss Letty Mailer. Testify about that day. That voice could make windows shatter.
Said that Dick said he had a letter sent, so I came by to pick it up.
You mean this letter?
Objection!
The letter you found that morning. Was it by any chance this one here?
Oh! Yes, that's the one. But wait, how'd you get it? You're a piece of wiggle rock.
Objection!
Himiko!
Oh, that's certainly right. How did you come by that letter? Just sort of fell into my lap, so to speak. If Professor found it. Defendant, just what in the world are the contents of that letter? Well, let's blank. What? Oh, this fuss of a blank letter. As you can see, there are some sheets of parchment inside the envelope. Indeed, there's not a trace of ink on them. What's the meaning of this? Don't forget I said that it was an alchemist. He may have used some kind of invisible ink to write that. Indeed, that would make sense.
About that, it doesn't make sense to me.
What? Miss Mailer?
The thing is, when I saw that letter, all the pages went through the light. So, you know.
Objection!
Himiko!
Hold it, witness. You saw the contents of something else.
I didn't read it. Just that, you see.
Witness, this is an important matter. You will need to testify about it. Tell us what you know about this letter.
At night, probably at 1 a.m., I made DVD to somebody. It was written late at the time, it'll be ready soon, so come pick it up tomorrow. That's what he said. I'd have to say, Mr. Butler, good night. Anyone home? I will there again next morning, as promised. Said that it was, well, anyway, I look for the letter. Then that guy went out like a dog on the couch. Go to scared, so I left as soon as I found the letter.
I see. I see. So you witnessed the victim write the letter.
I wouldn't say witness. That sounds so legal. She's parchments were on his desk there, I saw that. And they were covered in writing, margin to margin.
But you don't know what the letter was about.
Telling you would be a breach of our privacy policy. I can't reveal his content or what it was addressed to. Or who was that to.
Of course, I understand.
Frankly, I didn't get close enough to separate the destiny. I couldn't make out what he was on.
In case, where'd you find the letter in the morning after the victim was found?
Chef, next to his desk, in a small letterbox. Yes, right there next to his head. I was a teeny bit scared though. Coming so close to the dead man.
So that's where she took the letter from. It was right next to the corpse, huh? Now that the circumstances are clear, we shall proceed to the cross-examination.
Hold it!
Wait a minute. When you say the butler, you mean...
Miss Greyerl, of course, she was in the corridor, carrying the tray.
Hang on!
Miss Greyerl, I'd like to ask you something.
Certainly, what is it?
You stated previously that you excused yourself and left Sir Belduke's study shortly after 1 a.m.
Yes, that is correct.
However, according to Miss Mailer's testimony, the two of you came across each other while you were waiting outside that room. Why didn't you mention that until now?
That's because... I apologize. I'm afraid I completely forgot to mention
You forgot.
it. Miss Mailer very often comes with deliveries though. I did see her that night but I didn't think much of it as nothing unusual. I had no reason to hide that from you. Please forgive me for the confusion.
Well, that kind of thing can happen. Human memory is no way perfect. I don't imagine that's a problem, is it? On the contrary, Your Honor. There's one more thing Miss Greyerl forgot to mention. What is it? I'd like you to recall what Miss Mailer said about having met Miss Greyerl that night.
Miss Greyerl, of course, she was in the corridor carrying a tray.
Well, Miss Greyerl, you were carrying a tray at the time. What did you have to say about that? Jean Greyerl, I believe you should add that to your testimony.
As you wish, my lord.
It's unlikely she really forgot about it. The fact she tried to hide it must mean something.
Miss Mailer left just as I was bringing Master's usual drink.
Hold it!
What do you mean by usual drink?
When Master's experiments continue into late hours, he would also have some juice to ward off sleepiness.
What kind of juice?
Mango juice.
Dude, what the fuck?
Hang on!
Excuse me, mister. Only 3 this time. And is he drinking poison? Mister! Ugh! I know nothing about it! Nothing at all! Hey, Mickle! Witness, what have you done this time? Don't get me that scary looking piece of bottom! He was only a little bit 6 or 18 old. What are you talking about? Oh? What do you think I'm talking about? Did you tomato juice cold? The tomato juice? Surely even you wouldn't! I'm not gonna tell you before. I think I saw the dead bit really long. And I woke up and it was bad, and that's what went to see the alchemist. But you know what happened. And when I was left alone in the alchemist body, kinda caught me on the tomato juice. I thought it might make the headache go away, you know. So you drank it. The juice found at the crime scene? I was it not to drink it! What else do you do with a drink? You drink it, right? And can you tell us where that bottle is now? Come to think of it, I don't remember seeing it at the crime scene.
It has been confiscated. Confiscated? As I mentioned previously, the occult crime analyst confiscated all of Master's personal belongings from the crime scene.
Is that so? I believe we should take note of that bottle and add it to the court record. There we go. Yeah, so that was having pictures when that guy came home. To tell you the truth, I don't quite remember what happened after that.
That's when he passed out, huh?
Hold it!
He went out like a light?
He was happy being in front of that identity to happen out of the blue. He just passed out. The rascal. He collapsed. His eyes rolled back. He wouldn't move.
It almost sounds like he died.
No second after functioning. That horrible sound. It was great to his teeth. I thought my ears were exploded.
Yep. Don't say what came over me. I'm a sleep before sleeping all that. You know, holding this full sleep, more like a black delegate. No idea what. Oi! You guys, what do you think? Any ideas?
I think it bears no relevance. There you have my honest answer.
And I think it's good that I wasn't there.
But the question is, why did he blank out like that? I got evidence. Your Honor, I might have a clue as to why this witness suddenly lost consciousness. You too? Really? Do you take a walk out, Billy? If that's the case, may the defense present some evidence. Which piece of evidence shows why this man fell unconscious? The tomato juice.
Take that!
Mister, I believe the reason you might have lost consciousness at the crime scene is tied to a certain piece of evidence.
But was it just because because, you know, I had a bit too much fun the night before?
No, it was because of this.
The tomato juice?
You passed out right after drinking this juice. Therefore, it's not unreasonable to assume that there's a direct connection between the two.
Chemical! Tomato juice does not make people fall unconscious every night.
Exactly. That's why something must have been added to the contents of that bottle. Something like a soporific.
You mean sleep medicine?
And if a soporific was mixed in with the tomato juice, that means Sir Benedict would have been unconscious at the time he was assailed.
Ooh! The sketch, have another look. The red liquid trickling down from the victim's mouth is proof that Sir Benedict must have drank the tomato juice. I fail to consider this.
Inquisitor Barnum, I bet you remember saying this to the court. Can you imagine anyone just sitting back and letting themselves be strangled? Clearly, there should be evidence of a struggle. And since we haven't found any, that must mean the killer erased all traces of a fight from the crime scene. However, if the victim was unconscious when his assailant was strangling him, then the killer could have committed the crime through a small portal big enough to put their arms through after all.
Objection!
Chemical! That may be, but tell me this. How will the culprit have managed to obtain such a strong soporific?
It was very simple, and I think you realize why.
From the alchemists.
That's right. An alchemist would no doubt have a wide array of various medicaments in their possession. And an apprentice would have little trouble stealing some of them from their study. Isn't that right, Miss Greyerl?
How should I respond to that? I'm sorry to disappoint you. May perhaps be the best way to put it.
What do you mean?
Even though that juice bottle has been safely stored for the past 3 months, I'm positive it would be impossible to find any trace of that soporific now.
You wicked!
This is unbelievable. Was it really the butler who did it?
Would you be surprised?
Everything she says is true. She was pretending to be a boy. These places we used to establish.
Damn it.
I feel him, like, it's like, oh, please, could you stop?
Hold on, everyone! The butler could have done it to Benedict. She would never do it! Never ever do it! Please, let me finish testify just one more time!
I think the dude's out.
Let's Greyerl, let's tell! Let's prove them they're wrong! I've no idea how much you've done for Sir Benedict! Miss Miller?
Very well, I should grant your request. Testify about the relationship between Miss Greyerl and Sir Benedict.
That master took me in, a complete stranger. I'll forever be indebted to. That's why I could never make an attempt on his life, through magic or otherwise. Said the dude was a wonderful man. His man who recommended this line of work to me. And He's the one who told me about it. The confidentiality obligation on me, and I'll never once broken it.
It's true that Sir Belduc evoked fear due to him being an alchemist. However, he was also a man of admirable character, who supported the townsfolk through his research. Why would anyone want to kill such a man? This question keeps haunting me, however much I think about it. Witches need no reason behind their evil. That is what makes them witches. She takes offense to that. Now the defense may begin its interrogation.
Hold it!
You're claiming you had no reason to kill Sir Belduc.
Yes, we could ask whoever we wish, and I'm sure they'll say the same.
That is so. It's widely known that Jean Greyerl was devoted to serving Sir Belduc. It's difficult to imagine that she could brutally murder her respected master. Indeed, I am of the same opinion. I was in Sir Belduc on several occasions to inquire about this piece of evidence. And I must say I felt there was a strong bond and trust between him and Miss Greyerl. Do you still think you can come up with a motive? A motive? Jean Greyerl's motive for murder. Greyerl risked a lot to conjure up a small portal. And then she killed Belduc. What motive does she have? Another. I understand. The defense will present evidence. Evidence to indicate Jean Greyerl's motive for murder. No. Wait, what? What's this about Sir Belduc? Sir Belduc's life was taken that day. That's a fact. However, was this actually the culprit's true objective?
Objection!
Hey, Miko! What? This is nonsense. Sir Belduc was murdered. What other possible reason could there be besides someone wanting him dead? I'm fairly positive this piece of evidence will lead us to the culprit's real motive. Very well, defense, present evidence to indicate Jean Greyerl's motive for committing the crime.
Take that!
Miss Greyerl had no reason to want to kill Sir Belduc. However, there was another incident that night which is related to this case. And I have an idea of what it was. Another incident? I'm referring to this letter. Sir Belduc wrote a letter shortly before his death, yet all we have here are some blank sheets of parchment.
Fascinating. Are you saying maybe a witch used some kind of ink-removing magic on that letter, Mr. Wright?
No, the spell was used by the witch was, of course, gold ore. Let's go over the state of the crime scene one more time. As we know from Miss Mailer's testimony, the letter was in a letter box next to the victim's head. Ah, yes, it's in the sketch as well. The letterbox on the far side of the shelf. The point of note is the location of that letterbox. Unbelievable. As Inquisition Bottom seems to have noticed, the letterbox is within reach of the small portal conjured by the witch behind the painting on the wall.
Oh, indeed it is.
And as Sir Belduke's butler, you would have known exactly where he keeps his letters.
Indeed, Master Belduke would always keep his letters in that letterbox before posting them.
You mentioned no such thing?
Miss Greyerl, you created a portal with gold door, not with the intention of killing Sir Belduke. You were after this letter, weren't you?
That's merely wild conjecture. I didn't even know about the letter at the time.
You didn't.
Oh, that's very strange.
When Miss Mailer came by that night, Sir Belduke was busy writing that letter. And that's when you entered, carrying a bottle of tomato juice. There's no way you wouldn't have known that your master was writing a letter to someone. And you could have known even more than that. For instance, perhaps you knew what he was writing about.
That's enough! I served Master Belduke as his butler. I never would have pried into his private affairs.
Bullshit.
Whatever it was he wrote about in his final letter to the storyteller, it is no concern of mine.
Oh, Your Honor.
Yes, offense.
I'd like Miss Greyerl's last statement to be added to her testimony.
Any objections, Inquisitor Barnum? No, my lord. Very well, witness. Include what you just told us in your testimony.
As you wish, my lord.
I had no reason to take his life nor steal his life to the storyteller.
Hold it!
Let me get this straight. You didn't know anything about the victim's letter.
That's right. I believe I've said much already.
Then how did you know? How did you know it was addressed to the storyteller?
Ah, indeed. Why don't you answer his question, witness?
It's true this letter is addressed to the storyteller. But when did you find out about it?
I've spoken about the murder with many people over the past 3 months.
Hang on!
I heard you say goodness. Excuse me, Miss Mailer.
Oh!
I thought I caught her off guard, but it screeched that it's caught me off guard. Is there perhaps anything you'd like to add to Miss Greyerl's testimony?
No, not really.
In that case, let me ask you a different question. Did you tell Miss Greyerl about Sir Belduke's letter?
I don't know.
Himiko! Do not beat around the bush, witness. Answer the question.
If I may briefly interrupt. I'm testifying right now. If you wish to question Miss Mailer, please do so once you finish interrogating me.
She's not going to let me question Mailer from the looks of it. And she's so keen to prevent her from answering. This might be just a critical point in the testimony. I've got to find another way of fishing for that information. Witnesses, continue testifying. Greyerl may not have a letter. Greyerl might not have had a motive to murder Belgium. What if she used the portal spelled out to that letter? Depending on the contents of the letter, that might prove to have been her motive.
I wonder what the medic wrote about in that letter.
There's only one way to find out. I need to get Greyerl to admit that she got a hold of that letter.
I'm worried, Mr. Wright, of what's lying ahead.
The feeling's mutual. But I have to see it through. I've got to pursue the truth.
Hold it!
Then how'd you know it was addressed to a storyteller? Ah, indeed. Why don't you answer his question, witness? It's true that this letter is addressed to a storyteller. But when did you find out about it?
I spoken about the murder.
Witness!
Everyone has been very kind to me. They have told me all sorts of things. I must have heard that from someone at some point.
Well, that incident was certainly much talked about. Would you not agree to that? As a testimony altogether. There's a contradiction. There's a huge contradiction in Miss Greyerl's testimony. You are becoming very particular, so you're not. So are you, sir, pulling that sword out. If there's contradiction, I hope you have the evidence to prove it. Here's my chance. There's only one way to expose this contradiction. I'll present. Wait. I can't present evidence. The defense has no intention of presenting evidence. What? The proof that there is a contradiction cannot be found in the court record.
What is the meaning of this, Mr. Wright?
The professor pointed out to me in the previous witch trial. In this court, an attorney's arsenal isn't limited to the court record. Each of the witnesses in this trial have given their own account of what occurred. Therefore, whenever one witness has testified, the other remaining witnesses have listened. Should one witness' testimony differ from another's, then I suppose that in itself can also be considered a contradiction. Juxtaposing contradictory testimonies from different witnesses is the key. Miss Greyerl, your testimony contradicts another one that we've heard in this court today. I question this right here.
Objection!
Double!
It was a single word that gave you away, Miss Greyerl.
What do you mean by that?
The name of the recipient. There were only a few people who knew the intended recipient of that letter. 4 people to be precise. Only 4? First was Sir Belduke, author of the letter. Then there was Miss Mailer, who delivered it. And of course, the storyteller, its recipient, as well as one more person. The one who stole the letter using a portal spell and swapped it with the blank sheets of parchment. The witch.
Maybe I'll do. Maybe I'll split the blades about the dead on me. Maybe I'll turn the butler.
You did what?
No, because you see, me and the butler are sort of friends. It was about our dear sibling. I feel like I'm about to tell them about it after all. See, if I did, that's how she knew about the recipient of me.
Objection!
I understand that you are friends with Miss Greyerl and you want to help her out. But I've got a piece of advice, Miss Mailer. You shouldn't lie, even for a friend.
Huh?
Remember your testimony. You told us about the courier's duty to keep the details of letters confidential. And you have also testified that you have never broken that obligation, remember?
Objection!
But, hold on just a minute. As the victim's butler, Jean Greyerl might have had a chance to catch a glimpse of the envelope.
Objection!
No, she didn't. When Miss Mailer came with the delivery, Sir Belduke was still writing that letter. In fact, he was in the middle of it. At that time, the letter had not been addressed yet. And the next morning, when the body was discovered, that letter was already in the letterbox. Keep in mind that Miss Greyerl would have had no opportunity to see it then either. So, she went to report the crime without even setting foot in the study. And then Miss Mailer appeared and retrieved the letter. Needless to say, Miss Greyerl couldn't have learned of the letter's recipient afterwards. Or maybe you have a good explanation, Miss Greyerl? I'd very much like to hear. Can you please tell the court how you found out the recipient's name?
Mr. Wright.
Yes.
Do you remember what I said when I was called to the witness stand?
Yes.
At the heart of alchemy lies the pursuit of the rules and logic that govern nature. You have demonstrated the power of your own logic.
Miss Greyerl.
Are you saying?
Yes, I confess. The abhorrent witch who used the spell Goldor to swap the contents of that letter, and who took the life of Master Belduke. It was me.
The butler did it! Look at that shit!
It was none other than I.
Oh.
I was another child born to a poor family. I've been rich since I was very little.
Why am I hearing Bohemian Rhapsody in my head? She is just a poor girl, born to a poor family. I can just hear that right now. Nobody likes her. Galileo, Galileo.
I don't remember. Although I was but a young child, I knew that being a witch was a power. That's why I hid my witch scepter and I would use magic at all. My father worked as a bricklayer. He toiled every day, but we could hardly make ends meet. One winter day, we couldn't afford to pay the rent. We were going to lose the house. My mother was in tears. My father was sitting with his head down, worthless.
I want money for Mummy and Daddy.
That day I suddenly remembered about the witch's scepter that I had hidden.
The gold spin.
Papa, I tried just once, casting a spell. But at the time, I had no idea what an irreversible mistake that would be. Even though no one told me. I knew from the very beginning that magic I was able to use. What should I try to go? I was thinking about it really hard, the little girl that I was. Something that wouldn't stand out, that could be taken for what about. Then I decided I chose a pretty leaf and it fall into our garden. But wasn't the right thing to do after all. I was terribly punished for using magic, even just the once.
In what way were you punished?
I placed the leaf down in the back garden and cast a spell, but then Margaret suddenly walked in front of me.
Margaret.
My precious childhood friend. Margaret, right before my eyes, she was turned into gold.
Oh, dear me.
I screamed and cried, but I knew I couldn't ask anyone for help. If anyone had seen it, they would have known it was the work of magic, and I knew Margaret wasn't coming back. Then my mother and father's faces flashed before my eyes. We may have been very poor, but we were always happy together. Had I been captured as victim, I fear my parents probably wouldn't be safe anymore. That thought tormented me more than anything, and so I made the decision. I decided to end my own life.
Man, this has turned dark. It's only been 11 parts, and man, we have turned dark. Wow. Tried to drown herself.
I threw myself into the river near the town. It was winter and the water was as cold as ice. I couldn't even move. It was painful. My consciousness started drifting. The next thing I knew, I was in Master Belgium's residence. He risked his own life jumping into the freezing river to save me. I burst into tears and told him everything. I didn't want to go back home. I would only end up causing my parents grief. Master Belgium listened to me without irritation. Then he told me this.
You can stay here, but from now on, you must live as a boy.
Master Belgium met with my parents and explained everything to them. They were very sad, but they agreed it would be best if I didn't return home. Oh, Miss Greyerl, I must have been so awful. Master bought the house for my parents, so so they wouldn't have to worry about paying rent anymore. As for Margaret turned into gold, he brought her to his residence. He knew that if anyone saw her, they would report an incident of witchcraft.
And this Miss Margaret, is she still in that golden state?
Yes, she is.
That is strange. We received no reports of anyone by the name of Golden State.
Margaret is being kept in the basement on the master's step.
A basement? Correct me if I'm wrong, but this Margaret, is she a...
Yes, my dear friend, was a goat that we were keeping at our house.
Ah! Goat.
Until then, Master Beldic had mainly been researching medicine. But since the incident with Margaret, he became known as an alchemist.
So that's when he became an alchemist. I was wondering why the goat was the only thing not covered in dust.
That's how I started a new life as Master Berdic's butler.
Sir Beduk would sometimes work as a physician, curing the townspeople of their illnesses. As his assistant, you have also shown commitment to helping the townspeople through your work.
I forgot about being a witch and was able to live happily at peace with everyone. I thought it could stay like that forever.
But those peaceful days came to an abrupt end. Tell us, what in the world was the cause?
Even I'm not quite sure what led to this. However, it all started 3 months ago with that lightning storm. Master Beldic and I were on our way back home carrying specimens for experiments. An old bell tower appeared in flames. Everyone who saw it was stupefied. But the expression on Master Beldic's face was unlike anything I'd seen before.
What do you mean?
His face went pale and twisted in sheer terror. He was shaking violently. It wasn't just astonishment at an unusual phenomenon. It seemed as if he was afraid of something more concrete.
Perhaps Sir Beduk saw something that put his criminals.
He cancelled his experiments for that night and began writing a letter to someone.
A letter.
I found out about it when I brought him his bottle of tomato juice. He was writing feverishly, as if he were possessed. I saw some things. A few words in that letter. Expose everything. Cannot keep this a secret any longer. The truth about the witch. Master Betty was going to confess that I was a witch. Everything went black in front of my eyes. I will never forget the feeling that overwhelmed me at that moment.
Is that when you decided to commit the crime?
What I did first was accidentally cinch a part of the wall in my room. It was an excuse to repaint that section of the wall.
Then you also painted the wall behind that painting in Sir Beduk's study.
And when that fateful night came, his syringe to inject the storyfic through the cork and into the bottle of tomato juice. So many thoughts were running through my head as I wished Master good night. I opened the portal behind me. He was right there in front of me, asleep. I reached for the letter in the letterbox, taking care not to read it. And then I happened to notice the name on the envelope. Storyteller. When I read that name, the world all around me turned black once more. It's impossible to avoid what is written by the storyteller. It seemed as if I could hear the doors to all escape routes shutting closed. It was the sound of despair. I would like you to believe me that the thought of taking Master Verduke's life never once occurred to me. I only planned to steal that letter and then disappear. But as I looked upon Master sleeping there in front of me, at that moment I felt an evil presence awaken within me. Why did he save my life? And why did he betray me? Before I realized what I was doing, my hands were clutching his neck. He didn't move at all, so I kept unclenching his neck. That's it. That's the truth about what happened 3 months ago.
There is just one thing I fail to understand.
Yes.
You said you wanted to run away once you had stolen the letter. Yet despite that, you continue to live in Cerberus' residence. And now here you stand. Why did you not run away?
My life had been thrown into disarray due to the absurdity of magic. I had learned all about alchemy living at Master's residence. Alchemy is concerned with the logic that governs the world. I wanted to believe that there's truly such a thing. So I stayed in that place, hoping to one day see the irrational nature of magic overcome by the power of reason.
Magic being overcome by reason.
That night, I swapped the letter with blank sheets of parchment and waited for the sun to rise. I resolved to wait for the day when my true identity would be exposed through reason and logic. Master's death remained a mystery for 3 months, and people started to lose interest. And then you appeared, Mr. Wright. On the day you visited the residence, I was listening to your conversation from the other room. Has the time finally come for me? My heart was racing with anticipation. Then, a few minutes after everyone entered that room, an unbelievable incident took place.
That incident.
A witch appeared in Master's study.
What?
I wanted to get a look at the witch, so I created a portal in the wall behind the painting. Precisely at that moment, Goldor! The witch used one of the very spells that I can use too. When I heard those words, a single thought had flashed through my mind. This was my chance. I could dispose of my witch's scepter. I knew at the time of what kind of witch the Inquisition would be looking for. A witch that can use familia and Goldor. then I only need to change one of the magic gems. I have previously found that the familiar gem was purple. I realized that if I swapped the gold or magic gem for my amethyst, I could pin the blame for my crime on that other witch. So you changed one of the gems and threw the witch's scepter into that hole. Is that correct? Exactly.
Objection!
Hey, Miko! Wait a minute, young Greyerl. This statement of yours is highly problematic.
How so, Inquisitor?
Yes, you are right.
Can someone explain to me what is this all about?
I am a witch indeed. A sinful creature that killed the person to whom she owed her life. However,
You're not the Scarlet Witch.
regarding the gentleman standing next to you, Mr. Wright, he may have fallen victim to a witch, but that witch was not me.
Ah. Oh.
Wait, what? Order! Order in the court! What is the meaning of this?
King Greyerl admits killing Sir Leonard, but not turning Sir Layton into. That is the gist of it, my lord.
But lying about is meaningless!
Lying.
Just being witch is a crime in itself. And the punishment for that crime is the same regardless of whether she took one person's life or two. That's why there's no point in lying about it. I'm sure that's what the judges think.
Greyerl's still claiming she never laid a finger on the professor. But if there's no point in lying, does that mean she must be telling us the truth?
So, in that case, who's responsible for what happened to the professor? If it wasn't her, then who was it?
Mind if I'll say something?
Take a hint, witness. Does it feel like this is the right moment for you to talk?
Yeah, well, that's why I was gotta stay quiet now. But I'll just say it now or never.
Don't simply fall silent after saying that. It only makes it weigh on my mind more. Whatever did you want to say? Oi, you. Yeah?
I need to make sure about something. Layton's not what it used to be.
Yeah?
Alchemist butler, lady butler, she said sleep medicine into the drink.
That's correct. She laced his tomato juice with it.
And then she strangled the alchemist afterwards.
Yes, Sir Belduke was unconscious from the sleep medicine, so he didn't resist. And that explains why he found no sign of the struggle at the crime scene.
Yeah, well, what? I let it slip earlier about what I did at the club, see, right? I told you that I had a few sips of that juice.
And the sleep medicine mixed in made you sleep like a dog. Yes, we remember.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. It's just between us, okay? You see, when I appropriated that juice, the juice bottle was, well, still unopened.
It was unopened.
My throat was parched and I wasn't thinking straight. That brand new bottle was just there, waiting for me. Corkscrew confetti ate next to it. I couldn't just let that go to waste, so swiftly pulled out the cork and got to drinking.
What? So, in case you don't get what I'm getting at, the alchemist didn't have a single drop of the juice with the sleep medicine.
Huh.
What? Witness, you went to the trouble of opening a bottle filled with the crime scene just to drink its suspicious contents? Oh, that's what I've been telling you. I was dying of thirst. That doesn't justify what you've done.
Objection!
Let me cool.
The Inquisition shall deal with this witness after the trial. He will find out what it means to be dying of thirst in the morning. However, let us not waste any more time with him now. The witch has confessed to her crimes. There is no need to investigate Sir Reddick's death any further. You alright? Her role in the Sir Layton incident is not entirely clear. But a plasma kills her protector, to whom she owes her very life, can be nothing other than a witch. The court has sufficient grounds to sentence her as such. Elder didn't drink the juice. And if that's true, there's one thing here that doesn't add up.
Mr. Wright, I'll just say, there's something about this that's bothering me. I'm sure there's a contradiction lacking in that man's testimony. You think so?
Can I really turn a blind eye to that? Investigate. Mister, you're saying you opened the tomato juice bottle, but that claim contradicts a certain piece of evidence. Well, what?
Defense, I take over. Yes, Your Honor. At this point, your client's innocence has already been established. Therefore, whether this is a contradiction in that man's testimony or not should no longer be of any concern.
That may be so, Your Honor, but even though I'm here to defend the accused, the true duty of any attorney is to uncover the truth behind what happened. My job's not done until there are no more contradictions left.
Very well.
Sir Blue Knight, let us hear about this contradiction you discovered.
Why was first opened by like that? Meaning Belgium didn't drink any of it.
That means there's one piece of evidence that should be very difficult to explain.
I would like to hear about this contradiction too. The defense shall present evidence. Where is the contradiction in this witness having been the one who opened the tomato juice bottle?
Take that!
The contradiction can be seen in one of the sketches of the crime scene.
In one of the sketches.
Please take a look at Sir Beldick's mouth. We can see a line of red liquid trickling down from his mouth.
Yes, well, we have already established that it was the tomato juice.
Oh! Exactly, Your Honor. Sir Beldick didn't drink any of the tomato juice that night.
Objection!
Hey, Miko!
Which means there's only one other possibility. That red line is as not first of all blood. Sir Beldick must try to fight back the assailant and bit his tongue into it.
Objection!
Oh, unfortunately, that would only bring us back to the problem we encountered earlier. If the victim had put up a fight, then there should have been traces of a struggle at the crime scene, and yet no such traces were found. That's what made you assume the witch must have used familiar.
Yes, that's so.
As I explained before, Master Belgic didn't struggle at all at the time. But when I think about it now, in the light of the new information, it was very natural. The victim didn't drink the submersion, yet didn't struggle.
What does it mean?
If it's not tomato juice, no blood, but about through a struggle with the murderer, then what else could it be?
Since it's not tomato juice, we have to assume it's blood after.
Yeah, well, it's gotta be that.
We have ruled out the possibility that the victim bit his tongue while struggling with the attacker. Then there's got to be a different reason for that blood being there. He must have suffered internal bleeding that was somehow connected to the death. But what could have caused it? Your Honor, if I may ask one question, a question to whom? If I just clarify this one suspicion, I may be able to explain why Shelley was snitched. That's why I need to question one person in particular. Emir. Mister, can I ask you something?
Oh, don't give me a scary look, Billy. Oh, no, nothing at all. I've got none to tell.
Emir's as in his head as a little lamb. But his confidence more than a sham.
He better off without that part. You drank the tomato juice that was at the crime scene, right?
Don't keep asking me about that over and over again. So what about it?
Then I have another question for you. Did anything else disappear from the crime scene that day? I'm looking dead at it. I've been looking dead at it all this time. In part 1 and part 2. Come on now. Nah, I didn't notice anything.
Objection!
Hey, Michael! Witness, just what have you done this time? You look like a dog caught making a mess on the carpet.
Why are you looking at me like that? I don't know anything about going missing. I'm innocent, people. True could drown in swimming eyes. Some tell us when others cannot tell lies. Looks like my gut feeling was right. He took something from the crime scene. Something that could be directly connected to that red liquid around Belden's mouth. What on earth is that man steal from the crime scene? A certain item disappeared from the crime scene that day. And at this very moment, it's highly likely that item is right in front of our very eyes.
What, it's here?
Isn't that right, mister?
Is it? I've no idea.
Defender, I order you to show us what this item is. The item that this witness took from the crime scene. Yeah, it's right here. Take it.
Got it!
That bottle. It's this bottle.
The bottle?
Miss Greyerl, I'd like you to clarify something for me.
What would that be, Mr. Wright?
Sir Beldick was working on creating certain medicines. He had various dangerous substances in his possession as well. How were they stored?
Master kept them in a locked medicine cabinet. The bottles were labeled so that it was clear that they were dangerous. They have all been confiscated.
as for those labels, did they resemble the label on that guy's bottle?
Mister, what are you doing with a product of Master's research?
It's not what you say, cause enough an evil sense in the nose.
That bottle belonged to Master, and it was used to store strong poison. Poison strong enough to kill.
Poison? What?
The red liquid trickling down Sir Belduke's mouth was definitely blood. Now, as for what caused him to bleed like that from his mouth, it was the deadly poison from the bottle this guy stole from the crime scene.
This is outrageous! What? Order! 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 Whoa! Just let me just get quiet. It was poison! Poison!
Am I gonna die?
Objection!
Hey, Michael!
Just wait and see, time will tell.
Oh, God.
More importantly, I want to know why you have that bottle!
Remember I told you I drank the alchemist to make the cheese?
Indeed, it's not something you should forget, having heard it several times.
That was when I saw it on the floor. This big bottle right there.
It's totally empty, and I thought, you know, it's such a fancy looking bottle, no?
I'm a bit of a skull fancier. They have this danger about them, right?
They certainly do.
So, since he was there, and I was there too, I felt we were kind of meant for each other. And I thought this bullshit grass could die for it.
You may have well done that, sir.
Had there wasn't left in the bottle, you would have died instantly. But if it was, indeed, it's probably harmless.
Oh, Ada! I'm gonna live! Good thing I rinsed it well before use.
But if the victim was killed by poison, that raises a new question, of course. Who could have poisoned him? Considering all the evidence and testimonies we've heard today, the answer's so close I can taste it. Sir Belduke was poisoned by himself. It was, of course, Sir Belduke himself. Sir Belduke himself. Sir Belduke took that poison of his own will. His death was suicide!
Objection!
Hey, Miko! That is preposterous! Suicide? Inconceivable!
Objection!
Think about it, Inquisitor. That would explain the most unnatural aspect of his death.
The most unnatural aspect.
Miss Greyerl, when you were strangling Sir Belduke, he put up no fight whatsoever. Is that correct?
Yes, it is. Until today, I was convinced it was due to sleepers.
It wasn't because he didn't take aim. The truth is, when you gripped his throat, Sir Belduke was already dead. He had poisoned himself.
But why would the poison have caused him to bleed from his mouth?
I doesn't know of no poison that works since he causes such symptoms. You don't. I can't just tell him that happens on TV all the time.
There are certain plants in this area that contain a highly poisonous substance. In the course of his research, Master Belduke found a way to extract that poison.
What am I hearing? Is there really such a dangerous plant in Arboreal?
The poison is very bitter to taste, so it would be impossible to secretly slip into someone's food or drink. And it would cause internal damage. It is a very powerful poison. Drinking it would induce a most painful death.
And to think Sir Belduke... What? Did Sir Belduke really choose such an agonizing death for us? It doesn't seem like it's...
I would like to know that.
It's Greyerl.
You mean to say Master killed himself after exposing the essence? I cannot believe it. You just won't commit suicide.
Hey, Mako! Indeed, we cannot take such theory at face value. Had he committed suicide, I dare say he would have left a suicide note.
I can't say why Sir Belduke committed suicide, but I think there's a piece of evidence that can confirm his suicide was a possibility.
There is a piece of evidence like that? If you have such evidence, you ought to present it to the court immediately. Present the evidence indicating that Sir Belduke's death could have been suicide. The blank letter.
Take that!
That's Sir Belduke's letter. Let's see, it was addressed to the storyteller, wasn't it?
This is the last letter written by Sir Belduke. Now, if his death was a suicide, then this letter may well be his suicide note.
Objection!
Hey, Miko! What we have here is nothing more than blank sheets of parchment. Whether or not there was suicide note is something we cannot speculate about.
That's right. But there is one person who knows whether this letter was really a suicide note.
You mean the person who swapped its contents? In other words, you, Jean Greyerl. Witness, you stole Sir Belduke's letter on the night of the crime. Tell us, what was written in it?
I don't know.
What? You don't know?
I did see the letters, but I don't know what its contents were.
You mean you have not read it?
I couldn't bring myself to read it. It seemed as if I did. Everything that I've happened since Master Belduke saved my life would be ruined in an instant. I've taken it out and held it in my hands many times, but no matter what, I just couldn't. It's pretty. Can you tell us where that letter is now? I have it here.
Oh! You're carrying it around with you? If you were searched, you would have been done for!
I haven't killed Master Belduke. I decided to stay in his residence. I knew my identity would be revealed sooner or later, and I was ready for it. So, until that time, I decided to always keep the letter with me. My lord,
Yes, please.
if you don't mind, could you please read it out loud? Now that I'm here, in this place of joy, I think I'm finally ready to hear what Master will do.
Hold it!
Miss Greyerl, I think you should be the one to read it.
Really?
Me?
Yeah. You're so intent on saying, I want to read it. I want to read it, but I'm too scared to know what's said on it. Read it!
Sir Belduke wrote this letter to the storyteller as he was preparing to die. I think it's only right his last words should be read by you.
Yes, you're right. I see. I understand. Please allow me to read the letter aloud. My dear friend, I hope you will be able to forgive me for leaving this world of my own will. I have finally made this decision, having seen that accursed bell tower
Appear in the flames on that dreadful night. That lightning was a sign that we have angered the gods. What I have done cannot be forgiven. I can never escape from it. For the past few days, I have been thinking that it might be best to simply expose everything. This town's secret, the truth about the witch. Of course, I understand that secrets need to be kept. However, I have grown very tired. I'm afraid I cannot keep the secret any longer. I have only two concerns. The first is my daughter. It pains me to be leaving her alone in this world, although she probably doesn't think of me as her father.
A daughter? Hmm? I was not aware that Sir Belduke had a daughter.
Mr. Belduke seemed to know a lot about this town. This town's secret, and the truth about the witch.
Truth about the witch? Somehow I don't think he was talking about Miss Greyerl.
Oh. The second letter, weighing heavily on my mind, is that Jean will be left on her own.
Seeing her growing up, so strong and righteous, in defiance of her fate, had given me hope. A short while ago, she brought me my usual, and what will be my last, drink. There are so many things I wanted to tell her, but I could only manage a thank you. She is a very sharp child. Had I said any more, she would have caught on. You could call me a selfish man, but I didn't wish my last memory of her to be a sad one.
Master Belduke. If the fate handed to her by this town has made her life an ordeal until now, I hope from the bottom of my heart that a wonderful story awaits her next. I intend to leave my residence to her, and I would like you to look out for her.
He made her living trust. That's what he did. He made her his living trust.
Yes, it is time for me to put my pen down, my dear friend. What I truly wish to express to you is too complicated for words. I hope one day you will understand, but for now I bid you farewell. The time has come for me to go.
Imagine, if you will, they did a full-on, fully voiced Phoenix Wright entry. That'd be so blown away. Like, I wouldn't have to do anything but just play through it. And just like, okay, sidebar, play through it, you know, go through the detective part. That would be awesome.
This letter, it wasn't a denunciation of me being a witch.
Master Belduke cared about you until the very end.
Yes, how could I have forgotten? I'm sure I knew it all along. So why did I? How
lord. What is it, Inquisitor Barnum? I think it is about time. For the guilty verdict. Guilty? The Inquisition withdraws the charges against my faith. And charges Jean Greyerl with being a witch. All the evidence corroborates this accusation, and she even admits her guilt. Hence, the Inquisition asks that the witch be found guilty and punished immediately.
Objection!
Not so fast, Inquisitor Barnum! What do you want now, sir? Admittedly, Miss Greyerl did attempt to strangle Sir Belduc, but he had consumed a deadly poison and was already dead at that time. Therefore, she is not guilty of murder. And one more thing. It also wasn't Miss Greyerl who turned Professor Layton into gold. There was another witch present at the crime scene. The defendant Maya saw her too. To put simply, Miss Greyerl didn't kill anyone.
Yeah, she didn't kill anyone, and yet you still want to burn her?
Maya!
Do you even know how it feels to be put into this cage? It's like everyone's against you and it's super frightening. I'm not a witch. But I've been thrown into this cage and almost sentenced for something I didn't do. And now you're about to do the same to another person? That's just not right!
Is that all you have to say? The one who's in the wrong is not me, but you, Sir Knight. Whether the witch committed a crime or not simply is completely irrelevant. This is witches' court. All witches must be punished by fire.
But that's crazy.
Why, Barnum? Inquisitor Barnum is absolutely right. Being a witch is a crime. You understand that, don't you, Miss Greyerl? Very well. The court is ready to issue the final verdict. Maya Fey is found innocent, and in her place, Jean Greyerl is found guilty of being a witch and shall be cast into the fire.
No, you can't!
So goes the baptism of fire.
Please, hold the verdict!
Espella?
What is it now, Espella Cantabella?
Ring a bella.
There is nothing else we can do. This is the course of things, and you should know it well.
Indeed. All witches shall be cast into the flames.
Into the fire, into the fire.
That is the law of this town. A law that was written by your very own father. And furthermore, a law that has always been obeyed in the town of Labyrinthia.
A town like this should never exist in the first place.
What? Such insolence!
That's heresy! She's criticizing the storyteller's story! Even the storyteller's daughter has no right to criticize the story!
She has every right to do that.
Trials in which innocent people are sentenced to death by fire. I shall make sure this is the last one.
What do you mean, Espella?
Since you're also keen on the rules created by the storyteller, you should know exactly what I mean. The stipulation for ending the witch trials. Once the Great Witch Bazella is burned, the witch trials will end. At present, I am under suspicion suspicion. You know very well why that is, don't you?
You? Well, you don't mean that you are.
I am guilty. I am the Great Witch Bazella.
What?
The accusation that was made in the second trial, after the second trial.
Now, cast me into the flames and let Miss Greyerl free. Miss Cantabella. This shall be the last of the witch trials. No one else need be burned hereafter.
No, just... what are you saying? I can't let you do that.
Please, Mr. Wright, let me do as I wish. I'm sorry, but this is a problem concerning the people of Labyrinthia.
No! Please don't do it! There must be another way! You don't need to do this!
It's all right. Luke, Maya, Mr. Wright, and Mr. Layton. I truly appreciate all you have done for me.
It can't be happening.
Miss Cantabella, your confession will have very serious, or rather, fatal consequences for you. May we assume that you fully understand those consequences and are willing to accept them?
I am Estella Cantabella, the storyteller's daughter. But I also have another name. I am the Great Witch Bazella. I have lived hidden in the dark pages of my father's story, deceiving all of you. Many lives have been sacrificed because of me. But that shall end today.
Court attendants, seize that woman! She is the Great Witch, Bazella.
Estella. Estella, this just isn't right. Let's go. Nick, give me a hand. Jump over there. Hurry.
They're getting away!
Okay, this really changed up the whole story right then and there.
Maya!
Help me, Nick! Estella! Quick, in here!
Stop! You got to stop!
Okay. Okay. After all that, yeah. I do want to. I do want to say, God damn. that said, next time. We're going to be dealing with Chapter 5, A Taste of Despair. So stay tuned. The next chapter dealing with this madness, which will probably be like a 2 or 3-parter or so, is coming at you right after this. See you then.